All right, we're back on the grind train. This week I did a few more things to kind of get me closer to my goals. And those three main goals being start an email list, and then build my personal brand, and make some sort of digital product. So, as far as the email list goes, it was Kit. I was a little unsure last video. It was Kit. The platform is Kit. Pretty intuitive and actually surprisingly pretty awesome to work with. So I'm excited to dive deeper into that. I built the other night. Was it last night? Yeah, I think it was last night. I built the landing page, which basically is just you click the link to join my email list, and it pulls up a screen and says, "Hi, this is me. This is what you're signing up for." A little introduction, a little picture of me, and you put your email in there, maybe your name. Still kind of deciding. I'll probably just put your name. Why not? Probably email, then name. And it's just got some links to other things like my other accounts and stuff. So that's cool. Super slick. And then personal brand stuff, kind of been slacking. Low key. I'm in analysis paralysis mode. So again, I just need to start taking action on this sort of thing. As you can tell, I should have mentioned that I'm on my mom's walking pad. I'm actually at her desk, her battle station. She's got a walking pad and she's got a standing desk, so I can just put the camera right on there, which is pretty slick, and there's a little bit better lighting in here than at the desk I use in the guest bedroom in our house. So, but yeah, personal brand have been kind of slacking. That's my own fault. And I guess maybe slacking isn't the right word. I call it slacking because I haven't been posting anything, but I guess I've been more strategizing, which is, again, probably the wrong approach. Over planning and not taking action. I should take action and learn from that. But I guess one of the ways I have been, one of the ways that I moved the needle, just like I said last week, I started working on a branding guide for myself. Basically just, fonts and graphics and colors, more organized and more of that sort of thing in like a digital space that I can use every single time and reference. So like every time you see a video or a title or something, it's using those fonts, and then it's using those colors, which I picked out like a cool kind of golden yellow, not gold and yellow, golden yellow, and a kind of navy blue, and then a cream. So I think those are the colors I'm just going to run with. I like the golden yellow. Those might change, maybe not, but that's what we're going with for now. But yeah, the personal brand stuff is tricky because the whole idea is to bring value to your viewer, and I think I often struggle to see how I can do that with content and making videos, and because I like doing it and I want to build a personal brand around it. And your personal brand is your life, but how can you translate your life into value for others? And I guess that's just more reflection and things I have to think about, that I can tell my story. And I was watching a I forget the guy's name. I'll find it and I'll put it here maybe. The video specifically, but he was talking about, what you need for a personal brand and how you can provide value, and basically saying that at some point you were a novice at something and you learned something, and there is someone else out there at that stage that you once were. And I hope I explained that even remotely close to the way he did, but again, just go watch the video. It was very articulate and it made sense. And the way in my mind I was like, you know what? There are things that I know now that I didn't. And then being in that position to before I learned it and then learning it, that was valuable. And you find value in that. And I just need to be thinking about those specific things that I learned that I know I can provide to other people. And then it's kind of in line with that, with the digital product. I think whatever I do, I want there to be, it's starting out free and having a free version and then maybe a paid version if there's something good of it, but still just kind of workshopping ideas. Like I said last time, I'm thinking like some color grading something. Granted, I still have to, nail that down as to what I want that to be and what I want that to look like, and I want it to be useful and good for myself. If it's good enough for someone else to use it, I want to be able to, stand by it. So there's got to be somewhat of a standard there. But I was also thinking like templates, like Notion templates, and like a collection of resources or list of this and that. Or I know it sounds dumb, but I even at one point, like probably like over a year ago now, I made a full-on, well, maybe not over a year, but like it's been a long time. It's been since before I was living at home. I made a whole like ebook on like whole foods diet, like eating just whole foods, and that's like something to me, again, back to the value thing, where I'm like, this is so dumb, like everyone knows that, but at one point I didn't know that, and I talk to plenty of people that don't know that, and like even in my own family, my sister will come to me and talk to me about, like, ask me a question about, this food or that, and that's often like a litmus test isn't the right word, but that's like a question you get asked a lot when it's like, what am I good at? And they say, well, what do people ask you about? That's definitely something that I've had teammates, family members, pretty much those are the only people in my life in the past 10 years. I guess some friends, but we don't really get personal, like, what's your diet like? They don't ask me questions like that. And a lot of the time, a lot of my friends are my teammates. So, but people ask me questions about that because I'm clearly, I don't know, I'm into it. I'm passionate about nutrition and healthy living, and that's part of what I'm trying to do with this personal brand kind of thing. I gotta have principles and pillars and direction. So that's definitely gonna be baked into that. I want it to be definitely around like living a lifestyle that you want and you desire, and encouraging that, and obviously a healthy one, hopefully. Maybe that's not obvious. To me, that's obvious. But aspiring to live one that, you can't go do the things and show up as your full self at work and for your family members, and if you're not doing right by yourself and your body and your diet first. So that's step one. And that's kind of one of the core beliefs. So that's what I'm rolling with now. So I do need to make some more videos. But this is me making a video. Hey, how about that? But I need to make more videos that are relevant, in line with personal brand, to put on social media. That isn't just YouTube. I'm talking like short form. I'm talking about Instagram. But now that I'm trickling my way forward with the email list, that is something that I can at least post about, and I'll write a little email. Well, no, I'll write a little script and make a video talking about this email that you should go sign up for. And at least for like the newsletter aspect of it, because there will be part of that, like where I'm just like talking to people, I'm sure at some point, because you can use an email list for a bunch of different things, like, you know, so at some point down the line, if and when I actually like get myself to make a digital product, I will say, go look at this digital product on that email list. If it's hopefully good enough to be helpful to other people. But the email list will definitely have a newsletter aspect to it. And it's so easy to toy with the idea of just like doing an automated, write an AI prompt, give me 50 emails, whatever. But I think that's going to be a selling point. Is it's just going to be real. It's going to be raw. It's going to be my thoughts. You know, I was listening to another podcast, 505, shout out 505, the Rocks, the Boulders. They were talking about, I forget who they were talking with, but they're talking about LinkedIn posts and how they're just so like cookie cutter, and you can tell that it's not a person behind that writing that. Like, you can have them check your grammar and whatever, but if it's just like a written, segmented, blocky robot speech, and yes, AI is getting better, make this sound more human, make this sound more fluid, whatever, but sometimes you can just tell it's like too perfect, and it's almost like trying to be so valuable that it's not, it doesn't connect, it doesn't land. And I think that's going to be like my selling point, is you're just going to get what's en mi cabeza, you know, on my mind, in my head. So that's my selling point, is connection between you and me and you right there, and me right here, and you right there. Look at my finger. Can you see the split on my finger? Because there is a split on my finger. Maybe you can see that now that it's focused. I don't know. But anyways, winters are coming. It's dry season soon. Make sure you get some lotion on, get some working hands stuff. But anyways, those are some of the ways that I push things forward this week. And I have scripted out roughly some other videos, just more like creative. One of them, I'm gonna make a video about why I'm making videos and putting them on the internet. Like, why am I doing it in front of everyone on the internet? And I'm just gonna say, like, accountability. I say too much, and I say like too much, and like, or And if, anyways. But like, I just did it again. But building in public can be important for accountability, and I am attempting to not make it seem like I need to wait for the right moment. I need to wait for permission. I need to wait for a reason. Like, people will make an Instagram video because they got a new job, or because they went to this thing and did that thing. And that's good. I love doing that. That's great. Definitely do that. But also, you don't need to wait. You can just do and learn and think and create. You don't have to wait for that reason to do something. And I'm not just going to make it about videos. I'm going to make it about, other things. Not having to be dependent on, giving yourself like random criteria to meet for no reason. And some of the other things that pop into my brain is like, oh, I'm going to wait for summer to start lifting. Once it's summer, then I'm going to start lifting. Like, no, you can start right now. Oh, I'm going to wait for January 1st to start eating healthy. No, you can start that right now. And also, another one is like, for the gym, it's like, oh, I'm worried about feeling stupid. Not knowing what I'm supposed to be doing, to wait until I go. I can't get in shape because I'm worried about looking stupid. And it's like, that is something that is dependent on something else that doesn't really matter. It's like, you have to be okay with just not knowing and being stupid and looking stupid. Even though you, most of the time, you don't actually look stupid. You just think you do. Because you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. What's going on? And if this idea is landing, that is exactly what's going on right now. Is me not knowing what I'm doing and being like, why would I wait until I have it all figured out? Instead, I can figure it out as I go. Which is so much easier to think about in theory than to actually do. The hard part is the do. And that's what I'm trying to do right now as I stare into this camera lens, just like this, as I walk on my mom's walking pad. And hopefully this mic sounds okay, and that it's not picking up too much noise from the walking pad. But also, if it is, sorry. That's kind of all I got right now. Sorry. Anyways. It's pretty much what's on my mind. And I'm just going to keep trucking along. And maybe in between there, I'll get a real job. Who knows? But like I said in my Instagram, I've got more goals. Those are just the 3 that I thought would be good to, write on the internet. Say, you can go right here. Right here. Right here. Right on the internet. So, that's what's up. And if you're pretty much the only person that liked my last video, thank you. You're rad. You're awesome. And hopefully you like this one too. And if you're seeing this one, you didn't see the last one, go check out the last one. So, we'll catch you soon. And Keep it real, stay cool. Peace.